All right, guys, I have a regularly scheduled video that is going to go up today, but I saw these fragrances at the discounter and I wanted to get this video up there for you guys because these fragrances are pretty difficult to find and they are pretty highly discounted currently. I'm talking about the Parfum fragrances for men from the house of Guerlain, which includes Habit Rouge Parfum. We've got L'Homme Ideal Parfum and Vetiver Parfum. I'm going to run through the fragrances really quickly for you here. Not going to be a very long video because I'm still going to air the original video that I programmed to schedule to air today. But I want to let you guys know about these deals. And these are almost 50% off of these. Suggested retail price is $200 now, $199 something. When I first reviewed the fragrances, they were $175. So the price has gone up in 2 years because these launched in 24 around the spring, and it's gone up like almost $25 for these fragrances. But they are at the discounter, and let me tell you how much they are and what they smell like. So Habit Rouge Parfum is the long-standing fragrance from the house of Guerlain from the 60s. I think it came out originally in 65. And in 2024, Guerlain launched these three long-standing Guerlain fragrances for the guys in Parfum concentration. So this is selling for $120 right now. So it's $80 off of the original price. So I think that's a great deal. They don't go on sale that frequently. And finally, I see them and I want you guys to know about them. This is rum, vanilla tincture, and patchouli. The combination is super intoxicating. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's powdery, maybe some slightly leathery touches, maybe a little bit of smoky touches, but not too much. I think there might have a little, it's in there a little bit on skin, but it's boozy, it's vanillic, it's a little citrusy. I think I do pick up a little citrusy touches, but it's uber warm and earthy woody as well. But out of the three that I'm talking about today, this is my favorite, and to me, it's also the strongest, and totally worth getting for $80 off, because right now suggested retail price is $200, and it is selling at the discounter for $120. And I personally think that's a great price for this because it's Parfum concentration, it's super long lasting. These really last a long time. And this is definitely a very modernized take on the original. I think it's taken into a sweet gourmand direction from the original EDT, later the EDP. And if you guys recall, in the 2010s, there was the dress code version of this, and that was also the kind of what I feel like this smells like a little bit. But this is, again, concentration-wise, super strong, really intense, very long lasting. I think dress code, Habit Rouge dress code was EDP. It could have even been EDT, but I think it's EDP. But this is super awesome. If you like a modern take on Habit Rouge, that DNA, I highly recommend this one for $120. I've got these fragrances tagged here. You'll see it's YouTube shopping. I don't work directly with any discounters. I directly work with YouTube shopping, and it's linked on screen on the left in the bottom. There should be a window. You can click on it and it'll open up the products, and you can buy this as long as it's available still, because this is being shot the night before. So sometimes products do run out really fast because the deals are really great. And I highly recommend you guys get yourself Habit Rouge Parfum edition. It's the best. For me, it was one of my favorite offerings. And to me, as far as men's Parfum fragrances go, this is hands down one of the best on the market right now. So it's totally worth getting. Now let's move on to the second Parfum from the Guerlain men's collection of fragrances. This is L'Homme Ideal Parfum. So if you ever caught my video of these three, I did it in 2024. As soon as they launched, I brought these back from France. In France, I wrote down the price. They were selling for $165 at that time, and US price was $175. But as I said, right now, the US price has gone up to $199 something, somewhere around there. So it's around $200. So it's increased about $25 for these. But as I said about these three fragrances, L'Homme Ideal Parfum to me is the weakest out of the three. I'm saying that because I tested all of them. I wore all three of them. And for me, L'Homme Ideal wore the closest to the skin. It was not as loud and intense and, you know, intense and heavy like Habit Rouge is. But to me, L'Homme Ideal Parfum smells really, really awesome. But this one actually right now is only $70 off. It's selling for $129, so $71 off. So it's not as good of a deal as the Habit Rouge, but I think it's still a really great deal. This one features notes of amaretto liquor. There's leather, there's patchouli, and some musky notes in the dry down as well. So it's boozy, it's nutty. So it's amaretto liquor, which is based on almonds. So you've got the booziness of that, you've got the nuttiness of that, you've got the bitterness of that, all combined with the leather and the patchouli, and then of course the musky notes. It's a great smell. I just wish it was as intense as the Habit Rouge Parfum. But some of you don't like it as intense as I like it. I like my fragrances to be super strong and concentrated. This is my experience. You might experience it completely different because our noses are different. But for me, out of the three, L'Homme Ideal Parfum is the lightest of the Parfum concentration fragrances. But what do you guys think? Have you tried all three, and do you experience the same thing? But getting past how the wearing is of these and how intense they wear, I feel like L'Homme Ideal Parfum smells really, really great. I still prefer the smell of Habit Rouge Parfum, but this would be my second favorite of the bunch. But it does smell really, really awesome. So this is currently selling for $129. Normally it's about $200 suggested retail. It's a great discount. Take advantage of it now. These do run out. So if you're in the market and you wanted these fragrances at a discount, it's time to get them right now. And as I said, I have these tagged currently on screen. And so there's no links in the info box. There's just basically tagged through YouTube shopping. And the third and final parfum in the Guerlain men's fragrances collection of parfums is Vetiver Parfum. Now, to me, this is at the bottom of the list of smells. But as far as concentration goes, Habit Rouge is the strongest for me. Vetiver is number 2. Then it's L'Homme Ideal. But for me, favorite smell is Habit Rouge, followed by L'Homme Ideal, and then it's Vetiver. And I've just gotten bored of Vetiver personally, but normally Vetiver would probably have ended up being number 2. But it is a nice, more parfum, concentrated take on the original. But I still think that the Habit Rouge Parfum is stronger. But with this one, there's Juniper note, there's Vetiver, there's Smoky notes, Tonka, there's some Coriander, a little bit of Licorice. And what they've done with this one, if you guys ever remember Vetiver Extreme, which was a flanker to the original Guerlain Vetiver, I have a backup bottle. I was just going through some of my backup bottles, and I did see that I bought one, the Vetiver Extreme. But I think what they've done here is taken the original Guerlain Vetiver and meshed it with the notes of Vetiver Extreme, and that's where that licorice comes from. So I think it's more like a licorice effect you get with the notes that are in the fragrance rather than the actual licorice. I don't pick up too much of a strong licorice effect because I really enjoy the note itself and also consuming it as a spice. But I don't pick up too much of the licorice. I just think it's giving us a little bit of a licorice effect. But it's taking the original, slightly modernizing it, the original Vetiver from Guerlain, and of course increasing the concentration and making it more potent. But again, very classy, gentlemanly fragrance. I think if you like masculine offerings, I think between the three that I'm talking about today, the most masculine is Vetiver Parfum, and probably Vetiver is one of Guerlain's most popular men's fragrances, and it's a given that they've chosen these three. These three fragrances are probably the most popular from the Guerlain catalog of fragrances, so that's what they've launched from the three. So the Guerlain Vetiver Parfum is currently $125, so it's $75 off the suggested retail price. So for me, the best deal is my favorite, the Habit Rouge Parfum. So awesome, so amazing, totally worth it. The second best deal is Vetiver Parfum, and that is $125, so you're saving $75, whereas you're saving $80 on Habit Rouge Parfum. And then the worst deal, but still it's not a bad deal because you're still saving about $70, is L'Homme Ideal Parfum, which right now is $129. So you're basically saving about $71, which I think is a great deal to take off of fragrances. So run before these run out, I should say. If you're in the market for them, I have them tagged. And again, if you're a follower of mine and you enjoy my taste, you've got to have the Habit Rouge Parfum in your collection. It's so worth having it, especially if you like men's classic fragrances. It's a given. You should have it. But just keep in mind, it has gone more gourmand and it's gotten boozy, whereas I think the original never was boozy. It was a bit more citrusy and a little bit more woody. And then also there were leathery touches as well, which I think they've kind of toned down the leather on this fragrance, even though it pops through on the skin a little bit, but I think they've toned it down. But like I said, if you are a fan of my taste in fragrances, you've got to have this in your collection because it's awesome. And, you know, at $120, normally $200, it's a no-brainer not to have one. So this is Habit Rouge Parfum for $120, then L'Homme Ideal Parfum for $129, and Vetiver Parfum for $125. So take advantage of those now, and stay tuned for the regularly scheduled programming for today. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, like I always say, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and give a thumbs up for this video. See you guys later. Bye-bye.